welcome. I think that we are live here on YouTube. This is Kimberly with Doodle Studios. Running just a little bit late, but hey, you know, that's just part of that's just part of the program here. So I'm just trying to make sure that I am live where I'm supposed to be. It does look like I am. So let me get all of this together. Now we have been painting live Wednesday nights for Watercolor Wednesday. We did skip last week and I almost couldn't remember what letter we left off at, but I believe we left off with the letter J. Let me just share this over. Okay, that will work. Sorry about that. Bear with me. So we're going to be painting with the letter J tonight. I'm going to paint a jellyfish. You know, this is not going to be a super hyper realistic jellyfish, just a fun jellyfish that I think that you might enjoy painting. I'm going to get my little snackies out of the way here, and I've got my paint out here in the my palette. I'm just going to spritz those colors with a little bit of water to get them nice and juicy and ready for painting, because I'm not 100% sure what color we're going to use, but we'll figure that out here in just a few minutes. If you happen to catch me live, please just stop in really quickly, say hello. We did not really put out much warning to let you know that we were coming live here tonight. But I see a few people on. Please say hi. Just let me know you're here. I won't put you on the spot. Now, I'm going to try something different. I just thought this would be fun. I know sometimes it's long and tedious, and we're here to have a little bit of fun. And I'd like, you know, to boost some engagement and get people kind of chatting and talking. So what we're going to do is, towards the end of this video, I'm going to give you a code word. I want to try to keep these short and sweet and fun. I'm going to give you a code word, and if you're watching in replay, that's fine as well. All you need to do, and I have an art prize. It is a secret. It's something that I will send you. It's open to the U.S. Okay, so continental U.S. because, you know, of postage. But I just need for you to comment below when I give you what that code word is. Just comment that below. Comment with questions. Let me know you're here. Say hi. All that fun stuff. So I am sorry that I'm mumbling a lot before we get started, but I've just got a small piece of paper here, and I like to work kind of small. I think I'm going to go even smaller than that. Let's go with like an artist trading card size. So I'm thinking about jellyfish, and I love the fact that they're never the same. They're always swimming in water. My video cut out. Okay, we are still there. So I want you guys, if you can, just take a second. I would love it if you would pick some colors that you would like to see below. If we like the way this one goes, maybe we'll do a few more. But I want to keep these Watercolor Wednesdays short and sweet, and things that anyone can do. So I'm going to grab my Princeton number 4 Aqua Elite brush and a little bit of water. I need some fresh water here. I really am unprepared. I'll be the hot mess so that you don't have to feel bad about yourself, right? I'm fine with that. So just come on and say hi. I've been working on some new kits to put in my store, which are, you know, of course, fun little watercolor things. But I'm just going to use my pencil, and you know what, I'm not even going to use the pencil because I want to do it so lightly that you wouldn't even see it. So I'm going to wet my brush. And have we picked any colors? Does anyone have any ideas on colors that you'd like to see? It's not realistic. I'm going to go towards pink. I always do. Then I'm thinking maybe some orange and some red and yellows would be neat. But I'm going to come over here and I'm going to dip into some of this reddish and add some water to it. Now I want my jellyfish to start off really, really light, really, really see-through. So I'm going to keep adding some water to my brush to really get that a watered down effect. And I'm going to come in here and just do like a bubble shape with that. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going to get some more water. Just swish that around a bit. And just let some of those edges be very organic. They don't have to be. And then I'm going to leave a little bit of white space there and come in the back here. Well, what's underneath. And I'm just going to mirror that, kind of like a zipper. And that's almost going to be the back end of the jellyfish, right? As if it were swimming. So what I have to do right now is either let that dry, or we're going to go in. You know how we do it, guys. We're going to go in and we're going to dry this. So hold your ears just for a second. It's not plugged in. Boy, could anything else go. Let's see. We don't want to know the answer to that, do we? And that's all right. Look what I just did. But I'm going to use that to my advantage, that water. That a little bit to my advantage, right? These are just quick, easy paintings I feel like anyone can do. So I'm going to come in with a little bit more of that color. And right inside of this bubble that we've already painted, let's see if we can come in a little bit closer. I am going to make that a little bit darker. So now I'm going to do that same thing inside. A little bit darker, and I want to just do that same thing darker and leave some of that lighter color showing through, leave some of the white space. Okay, so I'm going to leave that be. And then the fun part of the jellyfish, right? I think we can all do this. I am going to just get some water here, and I'm going to press with my brush. I'm going to start here about the middle. I'm going to press with the brush, and I'm going to wiggle it down, and I'm going to just wiggle that back and forth and lift up. So I'm going to do that maybe 2 or 3 times just down the center of the jellyfish, and leaving those thicker and wiggling them around. So then I'm going to come back over here, and I don't want to use this red, but I'm going to mix it a little bit. I'm going to pick up some blue. I want these to be different, and this is very pigmented color that I'm picking up, right? So I'm just going to pull that. I'm going to let that come down, the jellyfish. This is what I love about watercolor, is that I can come in here feeling stressed and play around with this color and just pull it down. If that was really, really wet, those colors would have just bled together and just shot right down the jellyfish, right? I can bring some of that purple up into there, right? That's the thing about jellyfish. They're fun and they don't have to look realistic, right? What are you guys thinking so far? So let's dry this. This, you know, we can always do another one. Not everything has to be perfect, right? So let's try to dry this one. All right, so it's mostly dry. It's still a little bit wet right up there in the top. I don't know what that was. Okay, so I can come in now with, I can go the same colors. I can do different colors. I'm going to come in and grab a little bit of that bright pink that we put up there in the body. And because this is dry, I can now go over it. So wet paint on dry. It will stay where I put it. It won't move. Remember when we're watercoloring, if we put it on wet paper, it will spread, right? There's plenty of videos here on the page if you're not sure about that, to go ahead back and watch. But I'm just going to leave some of these. Look, and we can, like I said, we're going to make that one that's there be a part. We're going to make our mistake be a part of the jellyfish. So all I'm doing now is loading my brush with paint, using the very tip of it, and I'm bringing some crazy little wiggly lines. Some can be really long, some can be short, and let them crisscross. Right? Let them cross. You can always come back in. You can always go darker with watercolor, but it's a little bit harder to go lighter once you've gone really dark. So we'll put that one up here just a little bit. Let's see. Guys, if you are watching live or in the replay, as I said in the beginning of the video, I'd like to start just having a little bit more fun here on the page. I think it's fun for me, fun for you. I love to kind of show how I paint so that you can then go do that yourself. But I also love to just have some fun. So if you're watching, the code word for today's video is going to be jelly. Jelly. So if you're watching, all you need to do is comment below jelly. You can comment anything. Tell me what you think about this painting. Are you going to try it on your own? But if you'd like to enter for the giveaway of an art supply, an art thing, then just please go ahead and leave me a comment. I'm going to grab yellow this time. So let's come. I'm going to do one more kind of fish just like that. So I'm going to do my bubble. Well, my rainbow shape. I'm going to grab some more water. I'm just going to pull that, fill it in, right? So I'm kind of pulling it and lifting up at the bottom because I just want mine to be very organic looking. I don't think I'm going to do that under part ring, but I can darken this up a bit by coming in with more paint. Leave some white space. If you like that look, which I do, that light and airy, I'm actually going to grab some orange from over here. And I'm going to tap some of that orange right on into my yellow. Keep it kind of light. I'm going to let that dry. Okay. And just tap some of that orange in there. Well, actually, what I'm going to do now is, remember we did those 3 kind of like thick tentacles on the first one. I'm going to do that again here on this one. So I'm going to take my brush. I can push down and make these thicker, or I can go ahead, I can use water, or I can just go ahead and use some paint. So let's go ahead over here, and I am going to grab a little bit of this petal pink, opera pink that I have, and I'm just going to go right ahead, pick up some more of that, and I'm just going to come in with that, and it's going to touch this yellow, which is fine. I'm trying to relax and let go of control, especially when I'm painting and just having fun. But I want this to be kind of really wiggly. Sorry, the dogs are barking. And I want these to be different. See how I'm just being very kind of jerky with my brush? I don't want them to be perfect. Now, I'm just going to grab a little bit more of my pink, and I'm going to put some of that up inside of my yellow. I just think that will look really pretty. Mixing in with that orange and yellow. Look how bright that looks. It almost looks neon. When it hits that orange, it's really pretty. So I'm going to leave that be and let it dry for right now. And I'm going to come back down here and work on the tendrils. So I've done the yellow, the orange, and the pink. We can keep going with like a rainbow sort of theme and maybe just use some blue. Now remember, whatever is still wet on our paper is going to blend if I hit it with paint. So if any of this is still wet, it's going to bleed and it's going to be fine. Just like this one, we're not going to get all stressed and worked up. I'm just going to do really thin ones now, almost very thin hair-like strokes. What, honey?
Colors.
You like those colors?
Yeah.
See, they don't have to be all the same size. Some can be really, really long, thick, and it's going to blend. Wherever it's wet, it may touch and blend. I think I'd like to bring a little bit more of that yellow down. So I'm going to do the same thing and just keep adding long squiggles with my yellow. I kind of like this one. I think I'll bring some more of that bright pink. Remember how we gave this one like a brighter body, so the see-through part is on top and they squish around and under the sea, and then there's like a little thicker gelatinous body part in there. So I'm going to put some more of that bright aqua pink or bright opera pink right in there. And this is still wet. Remember where this one we did wet on dry. Sorry about that. We did wet on dry, so this stayed. This one we're doing more wet on wet. And I can keep going back and adding more pigment to the paint. I can come in. Let's do some long. I'm liking this one. The little rainbow octopus. Let's do some really long. Let's do some short ones. Really, really liking this one. I'll just go along the bottom. You can do that. And there's our little rainbow jellyfish. Now again, one last time, if you're just tuning in, our code word, whether you are watching live or on the replay, is jelly. All you need to do is comment below jelly to enter yourself into this month's giveaway, right? So thank you for hanging with me tonight for Watercolor Wednesday. Again, I want to keep these very short and simple little things that I believe all of us could do, and just with the addition of changing colors and working wet on dry, wet on wet, you can see the different effects that we can get. Let me know if you like this. If you do try it, please tag me on social media so that I can see your work. I hope that you enjoyed this a bit. And if you'd like to learn some more, please join me again next week right here for Watercolor Wednesday. Have a good night, guys.